Hey everybody, Violent Guy Golf here. Pardon my voice, I've been a little bit ill. Actually a lot ill. I was in the hospital for a few days with pneumonia, which is no bueno at all. I do not recommend pneumonia. It really sucks. And I don't even know what settings I just chose. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's do that again. Anyway, we're going to look at a new golf course of mine called Spartan Creek. Easy for me to say. Spartan Creek Golf Club. And this one is kind of special. I mean, the reason I called it Spartan Creek, number one, there's a creek. Let's go 4 with this. There is a creek that meanders around and comes into play on many, many holes. It's actually right here in front of the first tee box, as you can see there. But this is a pretty simple golf course. It's very flat. And definitely this has a very kind of Pinehurst-y, Carolina feel to it, mid-Atlantic, South Carolina, North Carolina, Myrtle Beachy kind of vibe to it. It's been a while since I had released a original course. I did a LiDAR course pretty recently. But then this one just, oh boy, big old hook. This one just kind of came into being. It's not a very good shot at all. And then it just kind of happened. I mean, it was here. It was, excuse me, that's the pneumonia. And I'm really happy with how quickly it came together. I did a lot of planting simultaneously with designing the golf course. And working on the individual holes. And it just all kind of came together. And I think the thing that I'm most proud of with this golf course is, again, I mean, Spartan in terms of it's very simple. But there is challenge on the tee shots, especially, which is something I've always struggled with, is making tee shots interesting and challenging. So this hole, the second hole, as you can see, you've got the creek in play off the tee. Now, I've tested this in the heaviest wind, and this is absolutely doable. You can carry the creek in just about any conditions. I think I never did it in strong wind, just because you would never have strong wind in this environment. But that's the preferred line off the tee. If you can cut off... Oh, no, I didn't... Dang it. Anyway, that's the preferred line off the tee. If you can get it out, and then you have, a short iron into this green. This is kind of a wacky green. I just... it's funny, as quickly and as naturally... The fairways and the tee shots came together. The green complexes just really didn't. I built all the elevation on the golf course, up from hand. So I don't know, but be that as it may, that was the second hole. Again, going for kind of a Pinehurst-y, tall pines. Mid-American South look. One of the things that I have never really done, or don't do very often, is tree line my golf courses like this. It's rare for me to put trees that are in play. Go ball. Because I kind of feel, I've always felt it's a little bit cheap to put trees as a hazard on a golf course. I certainly get it. You know, the old Sahali, you know, with the tall pines. One of my favorite ever user-created golf courses for this game was Muir Woods. Love that golf course. And that's a great example of what you can do with trees in terms of making a golf course interesting. But I've always felt it was a kind of a cheap way to do it. And I like links-style golf very much. So this is a very precarious hole location right here. Very tough. Too far and you're off the back over there. Not far enough, you're in this bunker or sucked down the false front. I'm going to try taking a little less club here. This is my favorite. This is my favorite par 3 on the golf course. That is going to be short and down the front, I think. Yep. I just really like the way this green complex turned out. It's very Pinehurst. You know, everything falls off. You've got deep bunkers in the front, and you know, the bunker contouring looks really cool. And you know, I'm very happy with it. That's the 12th hole over there. No, it is not. That's the 5th hole. Excuse me. No, it isn't. That's the 5th hole. Was it 6? That's 12. No, that's 12 over there. Excuse me. Yeah, that is the 12th hole over there. Anyway, so yeah, the trees are very much in play. There are some forced doglegs, forced tee shots where you have to draw it or fade it. Primarily fading it is the way to go on this golf course. That's got to sit. Here's number 5. There's some regular, quote-unquote, regular bunkers rather than these, which are more pot bunker style, kind of flat-bottomed bunkers. This hole playing into the wind, you know, really is a lot longer than... Oh, I didn't hit that. Is a lot longer than normal. I mean, this should be an easily reachable hole. Oh, Charles, what are you doing, man?
All right, here we go.
All right. That creek is very much in play. I have hit it in there. I have not hit it in the water very often around here, which is interesting because the water is absolutely in play.
Okay, we're moving.
I also haven't hit it in very many of the sandy waste areas, even though many of those are absolutely in play. This is a beast of a hole. 508 yards playing today. Playing a little downwind, so it won't be as bad. I don't like this giant mound here. I may fix this. Anyway, I haven't published the golf course yet, so... All right, let's see what happens. I left that out to the right just a little bit, and that's not going to... It's going to down the slope. Yep. There is the 12th hole behind us there. Don't fist bump, wave, whatever. That was a terrible shot. But as I said, the greens are what they are. I didn't catch the same inspiration on the greens as I did off the tee. I mean, some of the greens are a lot of fun, and you know, there's no greens where I'm like, I hate that design. Maybe 15. You'll see 15 in a minute. Here's 7. You know, a pretty vanilla par 3. You know, you got your Myrtle Beachy, Hilton Heady, Carolina waste area over here. You know, so let's see. It's a good looking shot. Yeah. You know, 7 is a pretty vanilla par 3. I mean, it's not a terrible hole. 4 is a much better hole. That was a good putt. How am I doing on score? Not so great. 8 was a fun hole to design. The 8th hole here is kind of fun. Big dogleg right, or left rather, excuse me. Big dogleg left. If you wanted to, if you were so inclined, you could do this. I'm going to try it now just to see if it works. And it will work. into heavy wind, this is not the best play. And then you still have a little kind of awkward distance here that you have to negotiate. That's got to go a little spin now. Thank you. So, I mean, this is the number 4 hole location, so this is pretty tucked right behind that bunker, and I left it out to the right, didn't I? Terrible, terrible. So, I mean, that's one of the few dogleg lefts where you can really hit a big draw. And now we get into some of the rights. We've already had, like, the first hole. Now, this is pretty severely downwind. I might not even need driver here at 424 because driver could put me in the creek. So I will just sling me a 3-wood out there. Yep. It's going to leave me with just a little wedgie poo. Go. Go. Thank you. You know, so here we are, 9th hole, clubhouse, putting green, big ass putting green. I made a really large putting green. There's the first tee over there. There's 18 green over there. 10 tee right there. I didn't put a little concession. I need to put a little concessions dealio. I haven't done that yet. I've got a little bit of object meter left. I'm at about 85% now. So here's number 10, another kind of a right-facing hole. You want to hit a little fade here. Obviously not too much, because then you're in the water. And this is a long one, too. And it's playing into the wind today, so extra long. That's going to leave me about 190, I think. Yeah, 205 yards. Ahead and hit the 3-wood. This is a silly thing to do, but let's see. I got to get it back there. Oh, wow. I amaze even myself sometimes. You know, so I just made 10 look really easy, even though it's a 490-yard par 4. Which brings us to the shortest hole on the golf course. Here's number 11. Very, you know, kind of not very deep green. You know, very short, but you need to still be pretty precise. This is going to kick off the mound to the left. Yep. But now it needs to ease up because it'll run right off the green over there. Greens are running 161 on default. Yes. They run 161 on default. You know, 155 is fast, so they'll play fine on fast. Playing on very fast is tough. So, you know, that's up to you. So now we need to try to sling something around this corner with the wrongest wind. Here's that 12th hole I've mentioned a few times. Downwind is very easy to hit it into the waist area that's right there. This is a 600-yard hole, so this is not really a hole you're going for. I'll just kind of put this here. You do need to be a little precise with the layup. You know, leave yourself a correct distance. I've done that-ish. I did not hit that well. Nope. So, you know, water very much in play on here. I won't say it's unreachable under any circumstances, but it's pretty close. I mean, I tried to really make this a 3-shotter at about 615. So, 13. This is one of those holes, there's 2 of them, 13 and 16, that I just didn't know what to do with. You know, the holes were there, and, you know, I was like, I don't know what to do. Definitely not going to hit driver because you get behind. The thing about this is you wind up behind the large mounds over here and the bushes, and you can't see the green. You know, and I'm 112 yards away. There's zero reason for me to be hitting driver on this hole. Creek is in play for the tee or for the approach, but not a whole lot to it. You know, there's 13. That's 16 right below it coming back. I'll show you very soon what we decided to do with that. Oh no, lost speed and dove to the left. And that brings us to 14, one of my favorite holes on the golf course. Very much a decision-making hole. And there's going to be a big decision to be made because it's downwind. So we're 330. There's what we're looking at. Yeah, I could hit a 3-wood over there and then chip it across and try to make a birdie. Making an eagle here is not really an option. Although where that pin is, I might give it a go. You do need to hit a pretty nice draw around this corner, which I did not do. And now that's going to be wet. It's going to kick right off of there. Oh, I hit the rocks. I got lucky. But this is not so much a hole you're going to get an eagle on, although I almost chipped it in right there. You should get a birdie on it, which I will not do here. But it's, you know, it's an interesting hole because there's a few different ways to play it. It's not a guaranteed 3, as you just saw there. Which brings us to the longest hole in relation to par, I think, personally. 250-yard par 3. This is similar, kind of, sort of inspired by 15 at Atlanta Athletic Club. That is a beast of a par 3, that one. I didn't hit that very well at all. It's interesting. There are 2 hole locations that are over here. I decided not to put a bunker there and just make it kind of a deep thing, but there are 2 hole locations on the far left nearest the water. Very, very difficult to access. to access because everything runs away from the water. So, and we are about to see this. I should chip this because I would be allowed to if I were on tour. But at 82 feet up the hill, why not give it a go? So yeah, that's 15. I don't, again, this hole didn't turn out the way I kind of wanted it to. But which brings us to 16, which I said we would talk about. 16, very narrow. I compare this hole kind of a little bit to number 14 at Augusta. You know, at Augusta, you've had 11, 12, 13, these amazing, photogenic, dramatic golf holes. And then you got 14 before you then have 15 and 16. And 14 is just kind of like a nothing hole, like nobody really pays it any mind. You know, same with 17 to an extent. You know, yeah, Nicholas birdied 17, you know, in 86 on his way to. So I decided to just kind of like, okay, you know, hit a good tee shot, stay out of the trees, make a putt like that, and you've got a birdie. So, okay, so we end with 2 fading holes again. This is going to be very tough into this wind. And that needs to get down, and it will not. So now I'm really in trouble. So I got to lay this up. Easy.
This is what our third shot's looking like.
And then try to get something close here for a bird spin. Thank you. But I like this hole. I mean, you really got to hit a good tee shot. Maybe 3-wood might be the way to go on some days. And that brings us to 18. 18, another hole that favors the fade. Big waste area down the right. You can see the driving range above us there. You got number 10 and number 9 and 17 in the picture there as well. I will go ahead. I did not hit that good. I mean, I'm going to get away with it, but if you hit it too far, you get up into this area where the fairway is really super sloped. So you got to be a little careful. Down. Yoink. Okay. So, I don't know what's going to happen with this putt. It was not a very easy putt to read. But anyway, so this is Spartan Creek Golf Club coming soon. Coming very soon, hopefully in the next couple of days. You know, I want to you know, put a few more little finishing touches on it. Maybe play with the lighting a little bit, although I didn't mind it too much. Yeah, I'm at 79. I thought I was a little more on the objects, so I thought about putting some homes on the golf course, thought about some other stuff. But I really like the way this golf course turned out in terms of especially the tee shots. And, you know, it's a simply good golf course. You know, I didn't break any new ground. I didn't invent any techniques. You know, the planting is, you know, I did planting well enough not to ruin the golf course. You know, and you know, this wouldn't necessarily win any competitions for a golf course. But I think it's solid. I think it's a good golf course, a good competition golf course. There's a lot of trouble to get in. Plenty of trouble to get into. I gotta put some bushes over here. Plenty of trouble to get into. And plenty of you know, ways to make birdies and better. And of course, the opposite of those. So I hope you dig it. Look for it in the next couple of days. This is Violent Guy Golf. I'm out.